Hi, my name is Sean Roop, and I am the founder of TantraQuest.com. A lot of people ask me a very simple question around Tantra, and the question is, what is Tantra? And that's a really interesting question because there's so many answers to this really small wondering. You see, the thing is that if there's 100 people who all teach Tantra in a room and you ask them, what is Tantra? You're going to get 100 different answers most likely. And all those answers are right. They're all correct. And that's the challenge part of it. So more so what I'd like to do is to give you some of the more classical definitions of Tantra and then my own definition. Because it offers a lot of gifts in the sense of where it can take you, Tantra can. But Tantra comes from India, and the original word itself, Tantra, it can be broken down into Tantra. Now Tantra means to go into self, go into one's own journey, like internally. Tantra, that is Sanskrit from India. Tantra means to extend into network, or to loom in, to like loom like a rug and weave things together. I really think that definition is important due to the fact that it's such an open system, which means you can be a Christian, you could be a Buddhist, you could be a Hindu, and all of those faiths, all those religions allow you to explore Tantra at really deep levels. So what I'm saying is that it's a path of yes, and it receives everything without judgment, with absolute acceptance, and that's really important to be said, because a lot of people wonder, well, isn't Tantra all about sex? And the answer is yes. Is it in a spiritual system? And the answer is yes. There's even sometimes you can go find Tantra that includes celibacy, or the act of not having sex or abstaining from sex, and that's also a tantric path. So it actually receives and accepts everything. But unlike some systems, it doesn't say that your full acceptance of living a life that's totally yours requires you to wait until heaven to get that. It's actually saying right here, right now is the gift. And Tantra wants to explore and support us in unraveling the questions that we have that keep us from having that great existence, if you will. So if you wanted to look at it this way, Tantra is not a system that's ever going to say no. In fact, it says yes. And that's a big challenge to a lot of people. And it rightfully so. It's a really heavy concept. But with that being said, in future trainings and videos, what I'll do is I'll share more about that particular aspect of Tantra. But back to what my definition of Tantra is. So I've been teaching and exploring Tantra since 2000, and throughout the years, I can definitely tell you that Tantra has changed my life in every single way. This is what I do for a living. It's awesome. I get to travel all over the world and teach people and share with people Tantra. And to me, Tantra, to find out, is a path to a life well lived. Because Tantra explores sexuality. It explores work. It explores relationships. It explores your relationship to self. It's about communication. It deepens your communication. It's also about intuitiveness and psychic ability, as well as your connection to spirit or to source. So I want you to understand that the deeper you get into Tantra, every single aspect of your life will be available to explore and expand and unlock. Sexuality is one of those pieces. And in the West, Tantra has equated to sexuality. And I'm here to tell you, yes, Tantra does have great teachings around sexuality, but even more so, what it does is it calls us out to be more available and aware of where our sexual energy is. Rather than the techniques or the practices of tantric sex, instead, it gives us the mastery and to understand the things that might be in our way that keep us from our full magnificence at any one given moment. Now think about that for a moment. Tantra already assumes you are a master. It just wants to help you get out of your own way. The things that might be keeping you from that which you want. So I'm sure that you can find somewhere in your life that you're holding yourself back, or that things are not as flowing and graceful as you'd like. Tantra has the opportunities to give you the keys to open those doors if you want. It's not going to tell you how to do it, but instead what it's going to do is it's going to open you up so that you have the courage to turn the lock and open the door. Because you already have the keys. You were born with them. It's now the courage to put them in the lock and to twist and open the door and then to step in. And so Tantra has much to offer you. And through my future offerings, I'll talk to you more about sex, and I'll talk to you more about relationships and communication and spirituality and all these other parts. But right now, this is just a little taste of what Tantra is to me. If you'd like to find out more about me or the work that I do, you can go to www.tantraquest.com, and you can find out about the classes I'm doing, the places I travel to, as well as you can book private sessions with me. I'm also happy to work with you online. So if you have any questions, go ahead and go to tantraquest.com and you can find out more. Thanks.